Why would the deaf person wear hearing aids if they can't hear? If you can't hear and you wear hearing aids, it's not going to work. So why would you wear hearing aids if you can't hear, but you're deaf? So why should you wear hearing aids? On and on. You get the point. This is one of the many questions that I've seen asked online. I haven't been asked this question, but it seemed to be quite a common question online. So I just thought, why not I answer it? It might also apply to those who wear cochlear implants, but because I don't have a direct experience of that, don't take it to heart. So if you want to ask that question, might be better off asking a person who wears a cochlear implant. When you search online, you tend to find certain resources answering questions, but when I type the question of why deaf people wear hearing aids, or what's the point of them wearing it if you can't hear it, something along that line, there's a forum and the question is asked, and it's quite amusing at times. And even right now, I'm looking at the answers. Some people say, well, obviously it helps, otherwise they wouldn't bother using them. Duh. And then people say, is it wrong to laugh at this, or should we mock this person? He's moronic but brilliant. Okay, I get it. It's easy to laugh and mock at it, maybe from my perspective, because it seems so obvious, but let's just clarify it. Let's just clear the air. On top of that, I will go into in more detail on my Patreon page, and this is where you can support this channel. And I will be sharing content there exclusively from my Patreon, for my supporters there. And if you want to support and access this content and more, check out the link in the description. It would really mean a lot to me if you can support this channel. Let's get straight into the first reason why people wear hearing aids if you're deaf, and obviously to hear better. Now, deafness is a spectrum. It's not just one blanket description and that's it. There are different levels. There are different levels of hearing capability, from the mild to the profound and everything in between. Different levels. So for certain people, hearing aids can help them in a certain way. I should clarify, it's not a cure. It's not going to make it normal hearing. It's just a way to make it a little bit better for them to hear certain things, and that's fine. If they want that, then that's up to them. For some people, it might be to make it a bit easier to hear certain sounds. For others, it might be to move their level of hearing from moderate to mild, or maybe a bit higher than that. Whatever it is, everyone is different. Deafness is a spectrum. There are different levels. So obviously, the main reason for wearing hearing aids is to hear just that little bit better. Number 2 might be weird for some people, but it's part of who they are. It's part of their identity. It's part of them. And that might be hard to understand, but for some people, it's just the way it works. It's just part of their accessory or part of their identity, whatever it is. It's part of who they are. So that's fair enough, I think. Somewhat linked to that identity part is that it feels comfortable for them. It's like a normal thing for them to wear, like jewelry or watches or anything around that. It's just a normal thing to wear, and if you add all the other benefit on top of it, then why not wear it? It benefits them and it's comfortable. Number 4 is to combine it with all the other visual clues when we need to understand other people. So what I mean by that, if you imagine a number of different tools to listen to other people, and when I say listen, it's not always to listen with the ear. Sometimes listen with your eyes. So for example, you look at their lips and you lip read, or maybe their body language. And then you combine all of that jigsaw together, combine that with what you can hear, and maybe you can make it out. Because if you can't hear everything, then maybe you can pick up certain sounds and pick up certain things that you can lip read, and then the context, and then the body language. All of these things together are a combined set of tools and methods that we use to understand other people. And there are times where we need the hearing aids to help us with that. Obviously, again, I'm not saying it's going to be 100% perfect, but they're all clues, they all play a part, and they all support each other. So that's why sometimes people need hearing aids to help with that as well. Number 5 is to make it obvious, to make it more visible, to make other people more aware. Because obviously deafness is invisible. It's not something that is immediately obvious to people, and that can be a bad thing. So maybe by wearing a hearing aid, especially if they are of different color and maybe slightly brighter color, then maybe it just makes it more easier for other people to get a heads up. It's like FYI, if you're speaking to me, I've got a hearing aid on, just so you're aware. So it's like a subtle nudge for some people, and then from there, the hope is that when you communicate with deaf people, then you are aware of certain situations, like, don't be in a noisy environment, or make sure it's well lit room, all these other things. I've talked about it in a separate place. I've talked about communicating with deaf people, and you should check out that resources as well. Very, very useful. But it does help to make other people more aware, because it's not that obvious for everyone. Number 6 is to give them that environmental awareness, and it also allows them to give them a sense of security, sense of safety, and sense of being. What I mean by that is, when you go out and you go crossing the road, you're around noisy environments, or you're around any situation where you feel like you need to be aware of the sounds around you, having that is quite good for a lot of people, because it gives them a sense of awareness of what's going on around them. So if there are loud noises, then the instinct thing is to react to it, whether you have to be aware of it, or whether you have to be careful there's an oncoming traffic or a siren. All these things, for a lot of people, it gives them that sense of security and safety, because it just makes them have that extra environmental awareness that they would not be able to have otherwise. And I do hear sometimes for women who are deaf, it gives them that extra security and sense of awareness when they are walking somewhere. And again, it's just these little things that it helps them a lot. So for that reason alone, I think it's a valid reason for deaf people to wear hearing aids, just to pick up those important sounds. Number 7 is that it's not a lot of people are aware of it, but they are probably pressured by what we call hearing people, if you like. And there are people in the world who would pressure deaf people to wear hearing aids, and it could be anybody from parents to teachers to speech therapists. All of these people, they may feel like they have to pressure the people to wear hearing aids because it makes them more comfortable, and they assume that their life will be better. And because of that, there are stories where they feel heavily pressured and they feel really frustrated and annoyed, and it kind of traumatizes some people to an extent where they feel like they don't want to wear it anymore, but maybe sometimes they do wear it. Again, everyone is different, but some people feel pressured by wearing it, and then they end up wearing it, and then they get used to it eventually. Others, they get traumatized because it just doesn't work for them. Whatever it is, just be aware of that. It's sometimes not because of they want to, maybe they feel like they have to, and it's not always the right way of doing it. And I've been told you must all the time. It's not the right way of doing it. I think there are other ways of communicating that across the benefits of it in a better way, not just pressuring and force. You have to do it. Without getting more political as well, sometimes it's just to make the hearing people feel better, so that they feel like they should adapt to the hearing word, not vice versa. Just another story. I might talk about that another time, but again, just something for you to be aware of. And then finally, number 8, combine everything I've mentioned, all of the above. It could be one of them, it could be multiple of these, it could be all of them. Whatever it is, a deaf person might be wearing hearing aids because of all of these suggestions, and they might prefer to combine one with the other. It makes them feel more comfortable, it makes it easier for them to communicate, it makes them more secure while able to be with people around them, whatever it is. It's just all of these combined, and it might be suitable for that person. So just be aware of that. It's something that is suitable for them. If it doesn't really make sense to you, then watch just a video again, or listen to the podcast again, or just check out my website. Go through all of it again. This is why I talk about this. It's just to make you more aware. Even from my own personal experiences, I've got a love-hate relationship with it. I've done a video about it. You can check it out as well in the description. And again, it's just a personal thing. Everyone's different, and I tend to not wear it when I can, and it's just my own personal reasons. At home, I don't wear it often. Outside, I wear it as much as I can, but then I've been told to wear it all the time, and you sense that pressure, and it's not ideal. And it's just the way I work, like just how other people, they have their own thing as well. So that's it. Everyone's different. An important thing that I should point out though, that it's not up to you that we should wear them. It's up to us. It needs to work for us. And this is where I talked about earlier about how the pressure comes in. People feel like they need to pressure deaf people to wear it because it makes it easier for the hearing people to listen, to communicate with them, to hear them, to all these things. But it's not up to us to make it work for you. It should be both ways. If anything, you should be helping us more in certain situations because we are the marginalized group. But it should be both ways. We should both try to make it work. It's my responsibility to make you aware. It's my responsibility to tell you what I need. Granted. But at the same time, I have to do my bit and you have to do your bit as well. So don't expect me to do everything for you. Like for example, wearing hearing aids. That's not how it works. So be aware of that when you think about people wearing hearing aids, then you think that's it, it's done. And if they're not wearing hearing aids, then you should not feel like you should criticize them for not doing that. It's up to them. It's up to them what they want to do, and just respect that. And don't forget as well, if a person wearing hearing aid, it does not make it normal. It doesn't make it back to normal hearing like you have. It's a tool, it's there to help us. Hearing aids is the word, it aids us, it doesn't cure it for us. That's an important point to make. So again, this is why you should accommodate as much as you can, not just because, okay, that person's wearing hearing aid and it's done. There's a lot more to it than that. I hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other questions. And if you are a person who are hearing it, am I missing anything else? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear from everyone from what you think. Don't forget as well to hit the subscribe button, comment below, and in the meantime, I will speak to you again soon. Take care.